And it's pretty cool to see that Brazilian bodybuilders, Brazilian classic physique guys are really starting to make a name for themselves in this sport, and they're really starting to prove that Brazil has something to offer to the IFBB. These guys are good, and these guys are coming. Even though we've paid... First story that I've got for you guys today, the winner of the Muscle Contest Brazil Expo Pro Super Show in men's open bodybuilding. I know we talked a lot about classic physique yesterday, but the open bodybuilding winner is vitorboff. So he won an open and he's qualified for the Mr. Olympia in the open category. And from the footage that I saw, he looked really impressive here. And honestly, he was the guy, if you guys remember the Arnold Classic Brazil, I guess it was a few months ago now that Rafael Brandao won. He was the guy that was really pushing Rafael at that show. And it's pretty cool to see that Brazilian bodybuilders, Brazilian classic physique guys are really starting to make a name for themselves in this sport, and they're really starting to prove that Brazil has something to offer to the IFBB. These guys are good, and these guys are coming. Even though we've paid more attention to classic, like we talked a lot about horsemd, Marcelo De Angelis, I thought it was interesting, you know, one of the interesting aspects of the fact that he got disqualified from the show for missing weight in classic physique, and one of the things that seemed a little controversial to me is that theoretically Marcelo could have just jumped in open since he missed weight for classic and he already had been prepping for this show anyway. And the fact that he turned pro as an open bodybuilder and the fact that he missed weight because he was too heavy would suggest that he might have been able to do well in the open category. So that's kind of the part that stuck out to me about the weekend when we talk about the controversy of him not being able to compete. Was my understanding was that he wanted to do open because he missed weight for classic. He wanted to compete regardless. But whatever really happened, he wasn't allowed to compete in the show at all. So, congratulations to vitorboff for qualifying for the Olympia and winning the show. And that brings...
E aí, rapaziada, uma pausa rápida nesse vídeo aqui para comentar sobre uma nova ferramenta que o YouTube liberou aqui pro canal. Se você é uma pessoa que gosta muito desse conteúdo que eu venho trazendo para vocês, se você curte muito o canal e quer apoiar cada vez mais esse canal para que eu possa continuar trazendo cada vez mais vídeos e com mais qualidade, com mais frequência aqui para vocês, o YouTube disponibilizou a ferramenta Valeu, que é uma ferramenta onde você basicamente pode doar ali a partir de R$2, ajudando a manter o canal vivo, fazendo com que eu possa trazer cada vez mais conteúdos para vocês, e principalmente esses vídeos de legendas, né, cara, ainda mais quando o vídeo é muito longo, acaba sendo um vídeo muito trabalhoso e que leva muito do meu tempo. Então, se você curte muito o canal e quer me ajudar, eu peço por favor que você ajude com uma pequena quantia aí de R$2 mesmo que seja, já vai, cara, me ajudar demais, você não sabe o quanto eu vou ficar feliz. É só mais uma forma de ajudar o canal a se manter vivo aqui. Se você não tem dinheiro para ajudar no momento, não tem problema nenhum também, só compartilhando, deixando o seu like aí, já tá me ajudando demais e é isso aí. Muito obrigado.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah.